What is up, Hollywood stars? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. Also, like, don't mind my fit because I am aware it probably looks a little bit ridiculous, but nonetheless, today we're going to do a story time. So I don't think I've done a story time on my channel, so I figured, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do it. So I have my little meal prep here because I got a little hungry, so I might be munching on this. So by the way, I just basically have like some chicken, broccoli, asparagus, a little bit of brown rice, and then I added a little bit of tapatio. Delicious. So yeah, actually in my last video I did mention that I wanted to sort of get into like maybe a little bit of cooking videos. When I mean cooking videos, not necessarily like professional, but like just kind of give you guys an idea of what I like to eat and stuff like that. But yeah, today's story time is going to basically be about the time that I was supposed to get my tongue piercing. So if you want to know this story, then just keep watching. And as always, don't forget to shine bright because it's Slow Hollywood time. It was just like steaming hot. So good. By the way, this chicken, I grilled it in my cast iron grill that I just got, which I'm super excited about because it's so freaking good, and it cooks the chicken so good. It gives it like a different flavor. So hands down, recommend this. Okay, so this happened basically like 5 years ago. I would say this happened fall 13. How do I know that? Well, that's because that particular time frame is very, very memorable to me. But basically, I remember this day like it was yesterday. So it was fall 13, and I had two friends that were with me. These two friends, they're like my friends now. They're amazing. They're two of my bestest friends ever. And a little side note, I'm actually gonna be the bridesmaid of one of them coming up next year, so I'm super excited. So anyways, my two friends and I, their names are Steph and Steph. I'm sure they don't mind if I say their names, but yeah, so I just call them the Stephs because it's Estefania and Stephanie, so I was like the Stephs. So this one time we were like, hey, like, let's do something like cool, like let's go get some piercings. And they were like, yes, like let's do it, let's go after school. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. So at first I'm like, damn, like what should I get, and then I was like, okay, I don't know, like I want to get another dermal because I was always getting piercings, like, so piercings were nothing new to me, but I was like, I don't know if I should get another dermal, only because the one that I had originally gotten had fallen off or came off my skin or whatever. So they were gonna get their belly button pierced. So I was like, okay, because I already had mine pierced. So I already have my belly button pierced, so I didn't want to get it done, obviously, hello. So I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, ding, ding, ding. Okay, I'm going to get my tongue pierced because I've been wanting a tongue piercing for a while. I just never had the courage to get one, so it's going to happen. So I was like preparing myself, like, okay, you're gonna do this, it's gonna look so cool, like, and like this is like weird, but like I always saw people like playing with their tongue piercing, and like it just looks so cool to me. So I hella wanted one, especially like the glow in the dark ones. I was like, yes. So we find a shop that does piercings, and we go in, and I can't remember if I forgot my ID or one of them forgot their ID. So basically we went in there and we were like, hey, like we want to get piercings. And he was like, okay, well, what do you want? And I was like, okay. They were like, oh, we want our belly pierced. And I was like, I'm gonna get my tongue pierced. And he was like, okay, let me see your IDs. So I can't remember exactly who forgot their ID, but one of us forgot our IDs. So we had to go all the way back home and get our ID. So we were like, okay, no biggie, it's fine. We'll go, come back, and get these piercings. So we go get the ID, we come back to the shop, and I want to say they went first. So they went first and everything was great. Like not really a lot of pain for them and stuff. And then it was my turn. So I was like, ugh. By the way, meanwhile, I'm over here like kind of freaking out a little bit inside because, oh my God, it's a tongue piercing, okay? Like, I didn't know if it was gonna hurt, and like your tongue is a muscle, right? Like, so I'm like, I don't know. And I had heard people say like if they pierce you the wrong way, you can get paralyzed and like all this stuff, which I don't even know if it's true, but like all that stuff was running through my head. So I was like freaking out low key, but I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm just gonna do it. I don't care if I'm freaking out. That's fine. So my turn comes up and he's like, okay, well, sit down, like whatever. So I sit down like in their little like bench table thing. So I sit down and he hands me some mouthwash. So I'm like, okay, this is happening. So I grab the mouthwash and I just start like swishing it in my mouth, and he's like, okay, like just swish it in your mouth, spit it out. Okay, perfect. I think he's like telling me like things that might occur while he's piercing me or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then he gets the thongs, right? Like the little clamps, I guess, to clamp my tongue. And he's like, okay, so let's go ahead and stick your tongue out and then we'll just, you know, clamp it up and pierce it. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. So he's like, okay, stick your tongue out. And I'm like, okay. And oh my gosh. So I stick my tongue out and he was like shook. Like, so pretend this is him, okay? So like I stick my tongue out and he was like dead on shook. And I'm just like, okay, like what the fuck, you know, like why are you having this look on your face when you're gonna pierce my tongue? Like, what's going on? So he like, first he's like serious and then he kind of starts like smirking, like kind of wanting to laugh. And I was just like, oh my God, like what the heck, dude? And then he's like, hey, like, I'm sorry, but like we can't pierce your tongue. And I was like, why not? Like, I literally went through all the steps. Like, we went back for IDs. We came all the way back. I got the mouthwash. I swished the mouthwash in my mouth. So he's like, listen, we can't do your tongue today or ever. The reason is your tongue is too short. Oh my God. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, I guess like I never knew I had a short tongue. Like, I'm sorry, I never really looked in the mirror and was like, wow, like I have a short tongue, like I might not be able to do this. Like that never went through my head. So I was like a little disappointed, but low-key I was a little bit like relieved because I was like, okay, I don't have to get my tongue pierced. Like I don't have to like be a trooper. I can just get away with it, not doing it, and it wasn't my fault. Well, sort of. So yeah, I didn't get my tongue piercing that day or ever, I guess. But instead I did getting the dermal, which I've had it for like, well, it's been 5 years since fall 13. So it's this one that I have right here. So it's this one right here. It's kind of like, well, it's kind of old, like 5 years. Not like the ring or like earring, whatever itself. But this one, oh my God, embarrassing. I hope you guys didn't see this in my shirt. Gross. Okay, so it looks a little bit old because obviously it is old, but I feel like the piercing itself is like in pretty good condition. Like it doesn't really stick out much. Like it's, you know, it's been pretty good. It hasn't gotten infected or anything. The only thing is like the actual like little ring thing, gem, like the one that I got put there, it like fell off or something. So like I bought some like on eBay, Amazon, and obviously they're not like real, like, I don't know, like sterling silver or whatever. So this one's like so ugly. Like it's so rusty and it's not even shiny. So I plan on getting a new one in there. So yeah, don't judge a girl by how gross this looks. But yeah, anyway, so I still have it. So that's basically my tongue piercing story, you guys. So now for the finale, I'm sure you guys are all wondering, show us your tongue. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's basically my tongue. I guess it's short because I think I told the story like recently, and like people were like, wow, your tongue is actually short, and then they pulled their tongues out and they were like down here. So yeah, you guys, that's basically my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's like a little different than what I usually do, but if you want to hear more story times, definitely give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you can be part of this Hollywood star family, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.